Welcome back to Human Body Systems. Today we will be creating some notes for our interactive student notebook over the muscular system. This is the new body system that we are learning about in 7th grade science. The muscular system notes. What is the main function and job of the muscular system? The muscular system starts with an M, and the main function of the muscular system is movement of your body. Movement starts with an M, muscular system starts with an M. So you might want to use that to remember that the main job or function of the muscular system is for movement of your body. Some examples of movement that the muscular system is responsible for is movement of blood through veins, movement of your bones, movement of your heart, and movement of food in the stomach. So what is a muscle? A muscle is an organ that can relax and contract. A muscle provides the force to move your body parts. At this time, we are going to make an entry into our interactive student notebook for science, and we're going to create some notes on the muscular system. At the top, please list or write out muscular system. Right below muscular system, I want you to write out the main function / job. You're going to add the main function and job of the muscular system. It is movement of the body. Again, movement starts with an M and muscular system starts with an M. We're going to add some bullet points to our notes. The different types of movements of the body. The first bullet point will just say movement of the body. Second one will say movement of food through the digestive tract. The third bullet point should say movement of the heart. And the fourth bullet point should say movement of blood through blood vessels. While you are creating these notes in your ISN, if at any time I am moving too fast on this video, please know that you can stop the video at any time. You can catch up while you're writing your notes out while looking at the screen, and then you can resume play on the video. There are two types of muscles that we are learning about. The first one is voluntary muscles. These are muscles that we are able to control. For example, our skeletal muscles, like the muscles on our arms. We just recently finished a lab called the Muscle Fatigue Lab, and we saw some different activities that we participated in, such as wall squats. We did some wall sits, and we noticed that our muscles started to fatigue, but we also learned that we were controlling these muscles. These were our muscles on our legs, such as the quadriceps and the hamstrings. We did another activity where we held books out to the side, and we were controlling those muscles as well. Those were our biceps and triceps of our upper arm. Those muscles were voluntary. We were able to control them and move them. Again, we are now making an entry for the muscular system. I need you to include into your notes, just add them after the last entry. Voluntary muscles, these are muscles that you control. Example, skeletal muscles, such as your biceps and triceps. Again, feel free to stop the video and resume play when you are ready to move on. The second type of muscle that we are learning about are involuntary muscles. These are muscles that you cannot control. Examples of involuntary muscles in our body would be smooth muscle that is found in our intestines, blood vessels, and our bladder. Also, involuntary muscles that we have would be our cardiac muscles that's found in our heart. Okay, we don't control those. They do not experience muscle fatigue. So again, we're adding more information to our notes for the muscular system. Now we are adding involuntary muscles, muscles that we do not control. Examples, cardiac muscles of the heart and smooth muscle of the digestive tract. Please press pause if you need to and resume play when needed. So how do muscles work? Well, muscles work in pairs. Pairs of muscles work together. One muscle contracts and the other muscle relaxes. Muscles always pull, not push. The blood carries energy-rich molecules to the muscles so they can do their work. I want to take a look at this image here at the bottom of this note slide. Muscles work in pairs to move a bone. So right now we're looking at the upper arm. We have our biceps on top and our triceps on bottom. When the bicep contracts, the tricep relaxes. In this picture here, just the opposite, when the tricep contracts, the bicep relaxes. Okay, so they work together to move the arm. Adding another entry to our muscular system notes, muscles always work in pairs. Muscles pull. When one contracts, the other relaxes. Our blood supplies the muscles with energy to do work. Again, feel free to stop the video if you need extra time for your notes. You can resume play when you are ready to move on. So how does the muscular system work with other body systems? Okay, so with the skeletal system, the muscular system allows us to move from place to place. Okay, so the muscles, they pull on those bones and we move from place to place. We see movement in our body. The muscular system, it works with the digestive system because it helps move food through our digestive tract. And the muscular system works with our nervous system because the muscular system moves parts of the body when we are in danger. Okay? Right now, we're going to actually watch a video over the muscular system together. This is part of our notes.
Last time I was lifting weights, we were talking about how all this is possible because of cellular respiration, the process our cells use to get and store energy from the food that we eat. Remember that? Good times. As it happens, a lot of what we learned then is also really helpful in understanding the organ system that we use to do our gun blasting and walking and fork and knife operating and parkour and playing Assassin's Creed and, you know, like moving around. I'm talking about your muscles, of course, and you wouldn't be able to move them without the help of that same molecule that your cells use to get all their jobs done. Good old adenosine triphosphate. Now, your muscles may be your body's most obvious moving parts, but as with all things that are truly worth learning about, this system is both way more complex and way more awesome than it first appears. Yeah. Why? Because of chemistry. When you think of muscles, your mind usually goes straight to the guns there, but you really have three different types of muscle in your body. You have the cardiac muscle, your heart muscle, which is different from all the sorts of muscle in your body, and then you have smooth muscle, which is responsible for carrying out most of your involuntary processes like pushing food through your digestive tract and pushing blood through your arteries, important stuff there. And then there's the muscles that you're most familiar with, the skeletal muscles. Your gluteus maximus, your masseter, which is, important for chewing your hot pockets, the abductor pollicis brevis, right at the base of your thumb, aka your video game muscles. That's important for the Assassin's Creed. Just some of the 640 skeletal muscles you have. Those muscles, like all of your muscles, are only good at two things: contracting to become shorter and relaxing back out to their resting length. That's all muscles do. They contract and they relax. It's pretty amazing that you can make a ballerina out of that. If you were to peel back my skin and take a look at one of my muscles, please don't do that, but if you did, you'd see that it thickens in the middle at what's called the muscle belly, and then it tapers off on either end into a tendon. Tendons are made of fibrous proteins, mostly collagen, that connect the muscle to the bone. Just a side note, ligaments, similar to tendons, but instead they connect bones to other bones. These muscle-tendon combos stretch across one or more joints. In this case, it stretches across my elbow, so that one bone can move in relation to the other bone. So I just moved my arm, and now I'm moving my mouth, and I'm basically moving my whole body right now. And the question is, how am I doing this? How am I moving all of these things in all these sort of amazing fluid ways? How am I able to do that at all? Unfortunately, it's kind of complicated, but it's wonderful and amazing, so it will be worth it in the end. First, we need to understand the anatomy of a skeletal muscle, which includes many, many layers of long, thin strands. Think of one of your skeletal muscles as a rope. It's made of smaller ropes that are bundled together, and then those ropes are made of bundles of thread, and those threads are made of tiny, tiny filaments. This structure is what makes meat stringy, because after all, meat is just muscle. This chicken breast is, or was, the pectoralis major muscle of a chicken. It connected the bird's sternum or breastbone to the humerus in its wing, and sometimes I feel like chickens have bigger pecs than I do. This is crazy. When you peel this muscle apart, you see that it's really made up of layers of thin strings. These are muscle fascicles, and each fascicle is made up of lots and lots of smaller strands. These we can't see. They're called muscle fibers, and these are the actual muscle cells. Now, because muscle cells perform such a specialized job, they're not like your run-of-the-mill somatic cells. For starters, they each have multiple nuclei. That's because each muscle cell is actually formed by a bunch of cells, somewhat like stem cells called progenitor cells.
Okay, we're going to stop the video at this time. So, this is just a quick check of your knowledge, and I want you guys to read this question while I'm reading it, and I want you thinking about this for a second so that you're challenging yourself to come up with the right answer. Which of the following is not found in the muscular system? Okay, is it tendons, ligaments, smooth muscle, or the heart? Okay, give you guys a second. Think about that. All right, well, let's take this word here, tendon. Okay, so a tendon is actually the connective tissue that holds the muscle down to the bone. It is very much a part of the muscular system. So we're going to leave that one right there. Tendons belong to the muscular system. Okay, ligaments are those tough, stretchy bands that hold bones together. Smooth muscle, we talked about that with our muscular system notes already, and smooth muscle is muscle that we'll see like in our digestive tract, also in our blood vessels. And then of course the heart is a big pump, right, made of cardiac muscle. So that definitely has to do with our muscular system. So of course the answer that is not found in the muscular system is ligaments, because ligaments are that tough, stretchy tissue that connects bones to bone, and that actually is part of the skeletal system. So the answer to our quick check question is number 2, ligaments. Ligaments are not part of the muscular system. Okay, so that is the end of our notes for muscular system. Have a great day.